Hello, ladies and gentlemen, crypto deep divers. Welcome back to Weekly Crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about incentives and stake pool in Cardano. So next year, Q1, you can start staking your ADA token in the Cardano platform. Also, they're going to have a ledger hardware support next month for Cardano token or ADA token. So just in case you're new to the channel, just to remind everybody that Tribe is having an airdrop on December 11. So the more Tribe token you have, the more airdrop you're going to get. So it's based on how many Tribe token in your EOS account. So this is basically just like Steam on EOS platform. So you can click the link below and you can check it out and create an account. Also, CAD EOS is also having an airdrop on this December 20th. Snapshot will be on December 1st. Make sure you transfer your EOS out of the exchange to your EOS account. And also Bad Dice is having a lucky draw, so you can do your lucky draw whenever you want. I think there's a 1 hour lockout period. And also there's a payout. They do a payout every hour. And you can also stake your token as well to get additional reward. Also, make sure you claim your reward. That will automatically go to your EOS account. If you're interested, you can click the link below. That will help out my channel. Also, Higher Vibes is going to have airdrop coming up. Snapshot will be on November 4th. Airdrop will be on November 5th. So before we get into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out the upcoming airdrop giveaway, hard fork or ICO. Also, you can follow me on Twitter as well. So the stake pool in Cardano, this article is published by the Input Output Hong Kong chief scientist. They talk about staking. So probably next year, Q1, you can start stake your Cardano, your ADA token in the Daedalus wallet. So this is very similar to Lisk or ARK. You can vote for your delegate in the ARK or Lisk wallet, and then depending on which delegate you're going to vote for, they're going to give you some payout. So here you have to stake your token in your Daedalus wallet or Yori wallet. That features will be available probably very soon. They're going to update the Daedalus wallet. Then you can just use your wallet to stake your token. And then you can choose the staking pool. Depending on which staking pool you're going to choose, then you will have a payout. So basically, this is a summarize of this article in here. This is pretty technical. So they talk about that because Cardano is a delegated proof of stake blockchain, and the network is maintained by the stakeholder that hold the asset, and also allow the proof of stake blockchain to use less energy than proof of work. So Bitcoin is using proof of work, and then you have to buy a whole bunch of ASIC mining equipment to mine Bitcoin, and that use a lot of energy and power as well. Also, this will impose burden on the stakeholder. And there's also you have to maintain online and then sufficient good network connectivity, and then you can connect. So basically, they talk about the stakeholder. They have to have sufficient good network connectivity, and also they were able to collect transaction fee, and then have the proof of stake block, which without substantial. So they basically maintain the network without a substantial delay. And another thing that is very important they point out is that the wealth is typically distributed according to the power law, such as Pareto distribution. So what's the Pareto distribution? Basically, 80% of the wealth is controlled by 20% of the population. So this is very typical nowadays in the developing world. So it seems like 20% of the population own 80% of the wealth. So running a reliable node executing proof of stake protocol may be an option only for a small, wealthy subset of stakeholder, which is not good, because this is like you have to centralize the wealth to a handful of people. So which is not a good idea. So they take into consideration in Cardano project. So this is not, so they try not to do that. So they have a mechanism to prevent that from happening in Cardano project. So they have something called saturation point, and I will get that probably in a moment. So they're talking about this. You have a stake pool, and then there will be over 1,000 of stake pool. Cardano, they will operate more than 1,000 of stake pool, and then that will have a more decentralization of Cardano. And also, so the reward should be provided by a regular interval, and the pool maintenance cost should be retained by the pool manager, which is the miner who run the pool, right? Before distributing to the stakeholder, which is, for example, as a Cardano or ADA token holder, you can stake your token to the pool, to the miners, in order to receive reward. This is that they are planning to do in the Cardano project. Also, the stake pool will be profitable even if the total stake delegate in as little as, so you can delegate your stake as little as 0.1% of the total ADA in circulation. That means the little guy also have can get some reward, not just the whale. So this is more decentralized approach in terms of token staking and also running the pool. So in terms of, when you see the EOS project, you only have a 21 block producer, the active one, the active block producer, and the other is standby block producers, right? And you can see EOS Wahubi is number 1, earning 800 EOS daily. And to me, EOS Wahubi, I'm not sure if they contribute to the community a lot before the mainnet launch or during or after the mainnet launch. I didn't see them doing much to the community, and yet they are number 1 as a block producer and getting like 800 EOS. Maybe I could be wrong. If you guys know what the EOS Wahubi did for the EOS community, please comment below. I would like to hear from you. Also, EOS Laumo, I don't know this block producer. Anyway, so when you go down all the way to the 21 block producer, you can see they earn almost 7 to 800 EOS daily. After the 21, the 22 block producer, EOS Canada. EOS Canada used to be the top 21, now it's 22. So it's almost half. So you can see the wealth is concentrated to the first 21 block producer. And then once you become 22 block producer, you only get half of the EOS, right? Half of what the 21 block producer got. And when you go all the way down to 80 something, you got nothing. So when you scroll down all the way down to 80 to 81, all of a sudden you got nothing. And yet they are, although they're standby producer, they are still maintaining the server and everything in case one of the block producer go under, they will be online right away. They will take over right away. And yet they didn't get any EOS after the 80 block producer, and they're only total 100 block producer. And this is a very centralized model because the wealth is concentrated to the first 21 block producer. They got on average 700 to 800 EOS daily. Once you pass the 21 block producer, the 22 block producer got around 300 something EOS. And once you pass about 80, you got nothing. And if you see the model for ARK, they have over 731 delegate, and they have 51. They have 51 delegates. So they are not centralized everything into just 20 some miners or block producer. So they are a little bit distributed, right? So more decentralized than EOS. And then you can see their productivity, and then how much they forge and the forge time and all that. So depending on their productivity and the forge time, you can vote for your delegate. and depending on which delegate you're going to vote, you're going to get some payout. Similar to lists, so they have over 1,700 delegates, in which 101 is an active delegate, and the rest 1,639 delegates are standby delegates. And then, I mean, they have more delegate or miners or block producer than EOS. So this is more, I think, is more decentralized system. You can see depending on the productivity, fortune time, and you can vote for the delegates, and then you will get some payout depending on which delegate you're going to vote for. But in EOS system, you vote for the block producer, but you don't get any payout. The block producer, they got the payout, and as a EOS token holder, you cannot stick your token to their pool and to get reward. But the thing is, you can get some type of reward through the airdrop, but the airdrop is more on the project and it's not on the block producer. Some block producer, they do give out airdrops, like Meet.one, they have airdrops. So I think it's more centralized approach. So let's get back to Cardano. So Cardano's, they're trying to prevent the 80% of the wealth concentrate by 20%. So they have 1,000 stake pool, or 1,000 will be 1,000 miners in the ecosystem, and that will achieve a more decentralization. And also a stake pool will be profitable if the total delegate is only as little as 0.1%. I will get into that later because of the saturation point, that they have a mechanism that it is more incentive to get into a smaller pool than a bigger pool. So stakeholders are also free to create their own pool. So this is not just a whale can do that. You can choose to create your own pool, or you can delegation of state without having to confront to any to confront to any system architecture and all that. And so anybody can become create their own pool, become miners or block producer, but of course you have to meet certain criteria. And this is in contrast to other approach delegated proof of stake, such as EOS. They have only 21 block producer, or the pool is only 21. So the wealth is centralized to only 21 people. As I demonstrated earlier, the first 21 block producer, they get almost 800 to 700 EOS daily. And then once you pass the 21, the 22 block producer only get 300 some EOS every day. So a stakeholder also can freely join and leave the pool. And then they can also receive guaranteed reward for participation, and also they can contribute to the Cardano proof of stake ecosystem, regardless of how much they're going to stake their token. So this is in contrast to the approach of delegated proof of stake, such as Ethereum 2.0. Basically, you have to be a registered validator in order to be miners or block producer. And then you have to be on the basis of collateral deposit. That means you have to have a big deposit in order to become a validator. And also, I think there's people asking, do you have to give out your token in order to go stake your token to the pool? No, you only have to, through your Daedalus wallet, you just stake your token and pick a pool. You just pick a pool that you want to stake your token, and you just stick your token there. Your ADA token is still in your wallet. You don't have to send out to another account and all that. And I think EOS, they have the mechanism you can loan out your token and all that. And I think that will be out of your wallet, so it's not in your wallet. Here you can just stake your token. The ADA token is still inside your wallet. Another features of this is important. I need to point out that why the 80%, 80-20, the 80% of the wealth is controlled by 20% of the population is not going to happen in Cardano in the meantime, because of the 20% saturation point. So for example, the Alice pool has 20% because of the saturation point is 20%, so it reached 20%, and the cost for Alice to maintain the pool or maintain the server is 25, and the profit margin for her they set as 4%. So, but if Charlie decided to stake the token in Alice pool, they only get 8 reward because of the saturation point. But Bob pool hasn't reached the saturation point. It's 19%, so it hasn't reached it yet. The cost of maintaining the server is 30. The profit margin is, even the cost is higher, the profit margin is the same. If I decided to stake at Bob's pool, you get 8.16 reward, which is more than Alice pool. And this gives incentives for people to go to other pool that hasn't reached the saturation point. And for Brenda, it's 19%, right? The cost for running this server is 33, which is higher than Bob's pool. But for Brenda pool, they said profit margin is only 2%. That means he doesn't take too much profit, only take 2%. Then actually you can get a lot more token, 8.18. It is more than the Bob's pool. So this is good because you have once you reach the saturation point, you don't you have less incentive to join to that pool. You can go to the pool that hasn't reached the saturation point, and then you can receive more reward out of it. So this I think this is good because for example, if you don't have a saturation point, people will just go. All the people will just go to Alice pool, and Alice pool will become bigger and bigger, and bigger, and then the pool size may become 50% of the network. So which is not good. Which is Alice will potentially become a dictator, and this is defeat the whole purposes of decentralization. So with the saturation point, it just have every single pool has their equal chance of surviving. And so it gives incentives for people to go to a pool that has not reached the saturation point. So otherwise, all the people will go to just one pool, and that pool will become growing so big that it will potentially become a dictatorship. Another thing I want to point out is from this article. This article is pretty technical. It takes me some time to read it, but I just want to point out some key points out of that. And also the Sybil attack. Basically, Sybil attack is it's a pseudo identity. Basically, if you can the attack is based on how cheaply the identities can be generated. If you can create a whole bunch of like spam and all that for free, I'm going to spam your network, and then I'm going to flooding your network, and then at the end your network is so much spam, it just bring down your network, right? So this is also good because if you are so centralized into one or two pool, that will really subjected to a single point of failure as well. So I think this is good that they have small the pool, whatever they're promoting or whatever, they have some type of transaction fee and all that will avoid those spam attack and all that. So let me know what you think about this stake pool in Cardano. I forgot one more thing. I think based on Charles Hoskinson talk about the 5% reserve. The 5% ballpark is the figure, and then they're talking about the 5% reserve decrease per year. And also they will put inflation 2.23% for the first year and then 2.07%. So I think it looks like the reward may be 2.3%, but we don't know for sure yet. Maybe right now it's so preliminary, so we don't know the reward is how much. Maybe 2.5 to 3.5% per year. We don't know yet. So we'll see how it goes when time near when time get to the point that we'll start staking the token in Daedalus wallet. So we'll get to that point, then we'll know for sure. And so let me know what you think about the stake pool in Cardano. It seems like the stake pool is in Cardano is very well thought out. They take into consideration of the dictatorship of the stake pool, so they want to have as many stake pool as possible, or as many as block producer or miner as possible. Potentially can get to 1,000. That means there's no single point of failure, and there will be no single one can control everything. But the thing is, you don't know, maybe some whale they can buy a whole bunch of pool, and then they stick their token there, but you never know. So this is it seems like this is a well thought out incentive stake pool mechanism in Cardano project. So please let me know what you think about the stake pool in Cardano. I would like to hear from you. That would be interesting to see what you think. If you found this video helpful, please smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also share with your friends. This will help my ranking in YouTube. Also, please comment below, and I will continue to provide quality video for you guys. You can also follow me on Twitter as well. And remember, crypto deep divers, we the people take control of our money. Stay wise, stay safe. Peace. I'm not a financial advisor. Investing in ICO or cryptocurrency has inherent risk. Please use